Jaya Shivara Jaya here from vitalcoaching.com. The topic for this video is how to respond to a triggered woman. I'm going to narrow it right now and make it really gender specific. When you are a man and you are listening to a woman who is triggered, of course, those strategies can be mirrored as well from man to man or from man to woman or from woman to man. Okay, so keep a little bit this flexibility in mind. The thing that most women want to receive when they are sharing something that is vulnerable, when they are in the trigger zone, it is just first to be heard. So our reaction as a man very often will be to block that woman's expression, that woman's sharing, and all we need to do to satisfy her most of the times is just to listen, pause, say, I hear you. I can see that you're triggered. Repeat a couple of the things that she's saying so that she feels really heard. It's really simple. Okay? So this is the number one strategy that I feel we are not applying as human beings. When you are voicing something, whether you are a man or a woman, you want to share something. And the person you are talking to is blocking you. Okay? Not listening to what you're saying, or deflecting what you're saying, or fighting back, or getting defensive, or shutting down. It's extremely frustrating because you have something that is alive inside of you and all you want is to put it out there, to share, to create connection. There is an emotion or a state of being or a frustration or a shadow or an anger feeling, something that is alive inside of me, and I want to get it out of my system. I want to voice it, to be able to create a bonding experience with you through that shadow. Once you get that, you go like, yes, now I see it. The thing that happens for us as men when we are exposed to a woman who is triggered or who is having an emotion that is relatively intense, she might be shouting at you, she might be angry, we tend to be in discomfort with that emotion. Of course, it's natural. It's something that you go, you contract, you shut down, and you might get into defensive mode because those emotions are uncomfortable. And so the art of responding to that emotion is to stay present, to realize that what is coming in your direction is not necessarily a personal attack. It can be sometimes a personal verbal attack. It can be abusive as well. But the core thing that is going to deflect and is going to de-escalate the potential fight and the potential trigger between you and that woman is if you pause and you stay present with the emotions that are coming your way. So instead of identifying yourself and collapsing energetically or emotionally under those emotions, you stay present, you stay in your dignity, you stay in your power, and instead of fighting back or instead of blocking that emotion, here is what you do. First, you respond with eye contact. You stay very present. You don't turn on your cell phone, start getting distracted. No, you are there 100% present. And then you reinforce the presence by saying things like, I hear you. I can see that you're upset. I can see that right now there is a strong emotion flowing through your system. And I want to be completely present with you right now to hear what you have to tell me. This is important for you. And so if you stay present, the first thing is you stay really present and you hold that space right there. What's going to happen for her is like there is going to be a channel of expression where the person that she loves, her lover, is going to be there receiving that message in the core of his being. And so this is going to create a shift, a relaxation inside her system because she realizes that she's being heard. Another thing that you can do after she finishes sharing is you add to that by saying something like, so just to make sure that I understand you right or I hear you right, I'm just going to repeat to you what I heard. So what you are saying right now is that first you are frustrated, that you feel like we haven't been maybe spending enough time together, that you feel maybe neglected, and that deep inside of you, that's creating a flow of frustration where you feel disconnected from me. For instance, this might be the essence of the things that she's saying. If what you are saying is rephrasing what she's saying in a way that might modify the content of her message, stop right there. You don't want to portray her or modify or create an image about what she says that is going to put her down. And so sometimes what you want to say is repeat. If there is lots of tension in the field, what you want to do is repeat exactly using the exact same words that she's been saying. And if she responds to it by saying, well, you don't really understand me, you can go like, okay, so what you are saying is that I don't hear you and I'm not understanding what you're saying. So say it again. And she might be like, wow, this is pointless. So what you're saying is that it's pointless. So what do you suggest? What do you need right now? How can I help you? How can I contribute for you getting back into your center, into your core? So you see, the core idea here, the core thing is that you are not negating her emotions. You are not blocking them. You're not stopping her. You're not trying to fix her or correct her. You are allowing her to be in this shadow state. And sometimes what she will say or what she would share is coming from a very immature place. She might be in child mode, she might be aggressive, overreactive, she might be in a state that is just overflowing with rage, and the emotions that she might be experiencing are coming maybe from past wounding. It might have nothing to do with you. It might have to do with past experiences that she's projecting, imagining things, being delusional. There can be all sorts of shadows that are expressed in there. But the point is that those shadows that she's experiencing right there are part of her being. And so allowing yourself to be exposed to those shadows gives you the possibility to embrace the love that you have towards her into something that becomes bigger and bigger. Instead of being like, I want to love that part of you, but when you go there, I don't know how to love that part, then you are missing the potential to expand your emotional range in your relationship. And so you will notice that once you look at a woman and you say, you know what, you're a human. You are having a human experience, and that's okay. I don't have to fix you. I don't have to modify you. I see you. I hear you. If anything else comes up into your field, come and speak with me. I will be right there. Okay? So when you do that, of course, there are certain sets of boundaries that you can put in place so that you are not in guerrilla attack mode all the time. If a woman's presence starts to be extremely toxic because it's processing an aggressive mode all the time, of course there are certain boundaries. The tactic that I give you right now is not the only tactic, but it's one of the core responses or strategies that I see most couples, individuals missing on. It's a very simple thing. We are programmed to enter into defense mode. And so when somebody is sharing something that is intense, that might feel like an attack or anger or rage coming, we're going to tend to block those emotions to defend ourselves. And it's very instinctual. It's totally okay to have that emotion. Now what I encourage you to do is, if you are exposed to energetic or emotional intensity in your relationship, whether you are a man or a woman, try this. Just stay present and repeat to the person who is sharing, I hear you, I love you, I can see what you're saying. And then you repeat what they're saying. And this might deflect, de-escalate the relationship, create a fight release or an emotional release that allows the energy to circulate again without creating a disconnection between you and your partner. It's really powerful. If you have any questions on that, post in the comments. There is much more to say about these shadow dynamics in relationships. If you want to reach out for a session, you know where to find me, vitalcoaching.com/coaching. I love you. I'll see you soon.